Namaste everyone, this is Sandeep and welcome to my channel Only Study by Sandeep Dhiman. Today we are going to solve part D and E of lesson number 15, the Mughal Empire. Okay, first question is, what was Deen-e-Ilahi and who started it? So Deen-e-Ilahi was a socio-economic path to bridge the differences among different communities, and it was started by Akbar. Next is question number 2. Why is Shah Jahan known as Engineer King? Shah Jahan had built many beautiful buildings like the Peacock Throne, Jama Masjid, the Red Fort, the Taj Mahal, etc. So he is known as the Engineer King. Okay, hopefully this is clear to you. Next question is question number 3. What was the political condition of India before Babur's invasion? So if we talk about the condition of India before Babur's invasion, then India was divided into many small kingdoms and they were incapable of facing any invader, any foreign invader, and there was widespread lawlessness and disorder in India. In short, we can say India was an easy prey for every invader and for Babur also. Next question is question number 4. State the main features of Jahangir's rule. So if we talk about Jahangir's rule, what happened after becoming the king? He consolidated, after becoming the emperor, Jahangir consolidated territories and developed the administrative system that was introduced by his father Akbar. Okay, and the court culture flourished during his reign. Next question is question number 5. Briefly explain the Mansabdari system. So if we talk about Mansabdari system, it was a rank-based system in the official hierarchy, and the Mansabdars. Okay, spelling is wrong here. Keep it. Please correct it. Mansabdars. Mansabdars. Mansabdars were responsible for both civil and military administration. Okay. Next we have part E, and question number 1 is mention the difficulties faced by Humayun after coming to the throne. So if we talk about his difficulties, he had to face the opposition from his brother, relatives, Afghans and Rajputs, and he multiplied his problems with his own follies. Okay. Next is question number 2. Compare the religious policy of Akbar with that of Aurangzeb. So if we talk about the religious policy of Akbar and Aurangzeb, Akbar was religious tolerant and Aurangzeb was intolerant towards Hindus. Okay, Akbar had set up Sulaykul. Okay, Sulaykul, it was just like a religion, and it was open for everyone. But Aurangzeb was staunch Muslim. Okay, and he had forced Hindus to adopt Islam. Next, Akbar had abolished Jizya, but Aurangzeb had imposed Jizya on Hindus. Okay, so these were the differences between their religious policies. Next question is, describe Shah Jahan's Deccan policy. If we talk about Shah Jahan's Deccan policy, it was a new phase of Mughal Deccan policy. He annexed Golconda and Daulatabad and forced them to accept his supremacy. And then after, in 1636, he returned back to to Delhi, and made Aurangzeb the governor of Deccan. Okay, he had appointed Aurangzeb the governor of Deccan in 1636. Next question is question number 4. Describe the uniform system of administration established by Mughals. If we talk about Mughals administration, it was a combination of Indian and Persian systems, and the emperor was the supreme and was assisted by a strong army and efficient ministers. The empire was divided into subas, which were under subedars, and divan collected the revenue, and kotwal looked after the law and order. So this was the administrative system of Mughals. Next is question number 5. List any 5 factors responsible for the decline of Mughal empire. So they were, first and the most important was Aurangzeb's religious policy. He was intolerant towards Hindus. This made Rajputs, Sikhs and Marathas against him, against Mughal empire. Next one was no rule of succession. Okay, after the death of every ruler, there were bloody bards. Okay, that made the Mughal empire weak. Next is the weak and inefficient successors of Aurangzeb. They were not capable of holding that big empire. Okay, So there was a condition of lawlessness and disorder. Lawlessness and disorder. Next is question number 4. Corrupt officials and heavy taxes. Okay, officials were corrupt and there were heavy taxes on the peasants that resulted in peasant revolts. Next is number 5. The Mansabdars became strong. Okay, Mansabdar became strong and the Mughal emperors, they became weak. This led to the decline of Mughal empire. Next is the rising European powers. Okay, so European powers, they were rising and they controlled the administration of Mughal. Next, Aurangzeb's absence for 20 years from Delhi. Okay, Aurangzeb was in Deccan for 20 years. This provided an opportunity to the governors to make them strong and to establish their independent kingdoms. Okay, so this is all about part D and E of lesson number 15. Stay connected. Thank you.